Here's a key thing to remember when dealing with narcissists. You find yourself in the presence of someone who is poking at you or trying in some way to insert himself as higher than you, bigger than you, through no provocation of your own. You just being you, right? But you find that this person may be a family member, may be, somebody at work, a boss, co-worker, or just somebody in the random streets, who decides to, in some way try and make you feel lesser than what they are or puff themselves up. You're dealing with someone who has at its root the problem of insecurity. Narcissism has at its root insecurity, right? Narcissism is born of an individual who's not secure with themselves, and so therefore needs the expression of some sort of show over someone else, or some, it could even be a concept like, a narcissist that doesn't have any resonance for some body of knowledge that they haven't studied, will chip or will kind of like pick at it, maybe, give it some sort of a nickname so that they appear to be bigger than what it is, or they appear to, just kind of lessen it in some way. They aim to lessen it. This is because the individual is feeling insecure. He's not adequate to the information or the individual, depending on what case you're dealing with. So this person kind of cleverly, or so he thinks, or she thinks, lashes out at the thing with some sort of, you poke fun at it, they make jokes at it, or, somehow belittle it or attempt to belittle it. And, that's only going to land if you don't understand that this individual is acting from a place of insecurity, immaturity. Of course, immaturity, because, this is a kind of a child mindset. This is a mindset that, needs to, for its own comfort, needs to feel above, even if that person is not above, but definitely talking about someone who's not above, because above would be to beyond that, beyond the need for that, beyond the need to puff themselves up, right? Beyond the need to shine over someone else or something else. The root of narcissism is insecurity. A self-secure, regular, well-intended individual has no need to puff themselves, has no need to shine over top of. They just live and let live, right? Okay? You into that? Okay. Interesting. Tell me about that. Or, oh, okay. All right. Sounds cool. All right, I got you. Maybe they don't even want to know about it, but but they don't have to. This is talking about a regular person, a regular individual who's not possessed of this level of arrogance. Will just let you go ahead and exist in whatever you exist in, or let you be whoever you are, right? But when someone is feeling small based on, sometimes it's just your presence. When someone is feeling small in your presence, then, and they know they shouldn't be feeling small, they kind of see narcissists have a interesting view of the world, right? They know they shouldn't be feeling small, but they kind of feel see-through. They kind of feel exposed in that moment. Like, oh, people are going to see that I don't have it. People are going to see that, there's something, inferior about me, and so, to, how you say, to mitigate that, right? To like kind of meet that off at the head, they think that addressing the matter in a way that belittles it is the trick against that, right? That's the thing to negate that, and I mean, some of them will fool you, depending how hard they come, right? Some of them will fool the people around into thinking that, yeah, they are that hard, right? Or sometimes when people follow and other people are following narcissists, they're even, more lost than that narcissist, because they're following somebody who, has puffed themselves up. They're obviously missing some level of, security within themselves, some level of maturity, they're following the wrong thing, but yeah, back to the narcissist, this person is just like a child's mind in a grown body usually. You can't really call a child a narcissist, right? Like, how's a child going to be a narcissist? I mean, I imagine it's probably possible, but yeah, we're talking about grown people who feel inadequate on some level. These grown people are feeling like, oh wow, how am I going to overshine that? Well, it's a mistake to think that you got to shine. And lots of times, these are, you'll find most of your narcissists are going to have some level of, like one of the hot signs, right? One of the usually fire signs are your narcissists, right? Right? Or, they got fire in their chart somewhere. Why? Because fire is the thing that wants to appear big, right? Water don't do that. Air is too smooth for that. Earth is just easy with it. They don't need that. But fire needs to shine. And so you'll get your, these are your Leos, your Aries, your Sagittarius personalities, right? Usually fixed signs, even your Scorpios, right? Martial, right? People who, they need to feel big. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that, only narcissists exist in fire signs. I'm saying it's the quality of fire, whatever your sign is, that's going to give you the individual that wants to shine over others, right? That's concerned about that. See, everybody ain't concerned about that, you know? Some people feel like, who got time for that? Like, some people see right through that because, it's like, it's really a blaring insecurity. Like, you know, but the fire, it's part of the fire's immaturity. Like, that level, the fire level is immature. That's what it goes through. When the water level is insecure, they go through, maybe the insecurity of, how you say, being, gullible, or being, maybe fear even, fear, water sign would probably, have the fear of, their insecurity would show in things like fear, or shyness, yeah. Whereas the fire sign would, now their insecurities will show when they are not shining above others, when they are, they perceive, to be the one who's shining. So this individual comes with something new. Oh, now other people are looking at them like they're shining. So this is an affront to an insecure fire sign, or, an insecure fire emotion. Yeah. The root of narcissism is insecurity. See, if you arm yourself with that, then, a narcissist doesn't have to affect you. You can neutralize whatever effects of the narcissist, you can turn it right back on them. Like, bruh, why do you care? Like, why do you care in such a negative way? Yeah, or why do you show your negativity, with regard to this subject? What is that? You know, the root of narcissism is insecurity. So you can now just, well, of course, if you didn't know that before, right? Now you can just allow that to coast you over top of whatever that narcissist is doing. Whether you say it to them or not, just know in the background that you're dealing with a puffed out individual that really feels small. You find yourself in a relationship with someone who, who wants to compete with you, right? This is this problem that I'm speaking about. This insecure narcissism is at work, right? When the individual, can't just, like, hey, yeah, we have a problem in our society, folks. There's too many of us out here who are just, overly competitive for no reason. For the reason of insecurity, for the reason of narcissism. We take this stuff to our relationships, and now we're in a battle instead of, a loving, giving, caring, sharing bond. You know what I mean? Where we're fighting or we're defending ourselves against, someone who is not feeling us, right? They don't want to feel us because, maybe they're a narcissist. They got some level of insecurity that is triggered by something that you are or you do. Now you're fighting with your mate. Either way, either side, right? You're fighting with your mate because they have something that you are insecure about, or you're fighting with your mate because your mate is insecure about something that you're doing or something that you are, some way that you are. I mean, this really should have got thrown out from the door. Like, y'all shouldn't be together if this is the thing, right? Maybe someone was attracted to someone because of something, but then decided that it was too much or it affected them in a way, right? Their own insecurity couldn't allow that person to just do them. They have to now interject their own narcissism. This is the same thing, with family. I mean, you have, older people in your family, or people in maybe a different position, maybe they have some money or, they feel superior in some kind of way. And then you come along with whatever you're doing or, whoever you are, right? And these people are now beset with this issue of, oh, wait, you just little such and such, you ill, you little JoJo. Like, we remember how you used to pick your nose and scratch your butt. Like, we remember you from back in the day. Like, what I'm supposed to give you props now? See, that's the narcissist in you that feels that way. That's that little insecure boy or girl who can't allow somebody else to shine. Who can't allow somebody else to just be. You feel affronted in some way. You feel, or who this person think he is. That is the most narcissistic statement. You ever run across somebody with that statement? Who this person think they are? Like, think about that. Who this person think they are? Why are you asking somebody that? They who are whatever they think they are. What's it to you? What's it to you? Let them be who they be. What's it to you? Who do you think they are? If you thought that they were nothing, then you wouldn't have said nothing. You don't say something, there's a random, quote unquote, for lack of better term, crazy man is, in the street, puffed out doing something. You don't address him. He's just being crazy. You don't walk up to him and try to correct him or anything like that. Like, you just leave him alone because you understand that whatever he's doing is just crazy. So now this person in your family comes along, but you feel like, oh, who you? Whoa, what did you just say? You just said, I feel small because of who you are. That's a problem. That you're feeling any kind of way. Right? I love that statement. That thing about feeling some kind of way. Whoa, that addresses people right there. You say somebody, that's how you punch somebody in the gut without touching them. You say, oh, you feel some kind of way? Because people know they're not supposed to be feeling. You're not supposed to be feeling no kind of way. So, I mean, this could be a message to the narcs. Like, don't reveal yourself so, readily. Like, get a new clue. Like, you're not supposed to be feeling no kind of way about nothing that this person did. And when you speak on it in that way, you're showing that you feel some kind of way, regardless of what you say. And yeah, I mean, let's get out of this thing of, fighting in relationships because of superiority issues or whatever the case. Let's get out of this relationship competition shit. It's killing us. It's really killing us. You can identify what I'm talking about. Like, we dying over here family-wise because, we won't let each other live and let live. We don't give each other our props. We don't give each other our flowers. Why can't you give that man, that woman their flowers? What's in you that feels so insecure that you have to assert yourself, or you have to belittle what they're doing? There's no room for that. Not in a relationship. Not in relationships, period. Not in, there's no room for, this thing of competition with friends or people who are on your team. That's a mistake that we make. Born of our own insecurities. I'm telling you, man, ego once again. We go back to ego. This is all about the ego. That little small child within us that wants to feel grown. Narcissism is insecurity. Period.